Well, I didn't think I'd be wearing this for the rest of the year, or this shirt, but what do you know? The 2022 Philadelphia Phillies have clinched a playoff spot. And if you may recall, I made some videos here on this channel saying how they were not a playoff team. Yet, somehow, someway, the Philadelphia Phillies are going to the playoffs for the first time in 11 years. I mean, I can't complain. You know, they fought hard. Ups and downs of the seasons, as I portrayed many times here, the couple times here I've made on this channel. And yet, somehow, someway, they got the last playoff spot. 87-75 was the final record, and if you remember all the way back in April, I said the win total was 86.5. Ha! What do you know? Barely just hitting that over, so congrats if you placed a bet on that. A .537 win percentage. Finished third in the NL East, 14 games back of the division lead, but they did clinch a wildcard spot, the final wildcard spot, and like I said, the first time in playoffs in 11 years. And, I should add in fact, the two longest playoff droughts in Major League Baseball were snapped this year. The Seattle Mariners, of course, on the AL side, who had the longest playoff drought, and the Phillies in the NL who had the second longest playoff drought. So, that now belongs to the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, who now have the longest playoff drought in MLB, currently. So, just want to go over some stats, how the season went, and a quick look at the St. Louis Cardinals, who the Phillies will be playing in this newfangled wildcard system, where it's a 3-game series and it's a best of 3. If you win your best of 3, you move on to the divisional series. If not, you're going home. So, we'll take a quick look at that, as those games will begin in St. Louis tomorrow. So, we'll get going on that. But first, just some overall team stats quickly in all of baseball. MLB, batting average, 8th in MLB with a .253. Hits, 1,392, 9th overall. Home runs, 205, 6th overall. Runs in total, 747, 7th overall. RBI, 719, 7th overall. Strikeouts, the least amount, 1,363, least 13th least amount of strikeouts in all of baseball. OPP, a .317, which was 11th overall. A slugging percentage of .422, and an OPS of .739, which was 8th overall. So, this is a top 10 team in hitting. Looking at the overall numbers here, you can put around that this is overall a top 10 hitting team in all of baseball, which is good. Pitching stats in all of baseball. ERA of 3.97, the 18th worst in baseball. Not that good. Gave up 1,330 hits. That's the 14th best. 42 saves, 14th best. Runs given up, 785, 15th best. Earned runs, 630, 16th best. Home runs given up, 150, the 5th best. Walks, 463, 11th best. Strikeouts, 1,423, 10th best. And a whip of 1.26, which was 14th best in all of baseball. So, even the pitching, you could see, I'd say average about a top 15 pitching overall as a team. So, not bad, and you obviously need that to make the playoffs. So, they held. Was it perfect? God, no. Especially that ERA. I would like to jack that down a little bit, but what are you going to know? What are you going to do? So let's look at some of those player-specific stats of what happened this year. I'm just going off of who played the most games this year, pretty much. And the player who did that was Rhys Hoskins, who played 155 games. He had a batting average of .247, 145 hits, 81 runs, 30 home runs. Good job, Rhys. 33 doubles, two triples, OPB of .334, slugging percentage .464, and an OPS of .798. Good hitter. And really, I don't even have to go. I don't really want to go in depth, obviously, but I mean, you could just look at the numbers from the team stats and the batting stats if you want to look it up yourselves. This is the team is revolved around hitting. That's what their bread and butter is made. JT with a .275 batting average. Gene Segura, a .279. Bryson Stott, 2.235. Alec Bohm, a .280. Schwarber, a .219. Matt Verling, a 2.46. Nick Castellanos, 2.65. Bryce Harper, a 286 batting average. Slugging, a 478 for Real Mutual, a 464 for Hoskins. Segura, a 390. Stott, a .359. Bohm, a 3.98. Schwarber, .506. Schwarber leading the NL in home runs with 46. The next closest was Pete Alonso with 40. Schwarber absolutely killing it. I was a little mad that he didn't win the home run derby, but, what are you going to do? And, the pitching, you obviously got Aaron Nola, who had one of his better seasons, keeps proving year after year that he is a top pitcher in the National League at least. ERA of 3.25. He finished 11-13, so wasn't 500. Trying to look here for any 235 strikeouts, most strikeouts of any Phillies pitcher. And he started all 32 games he played in, so there you go. 205 innings pitched, so he was the workhorse of the pitching staff. Zach Wheeler, obviously, our number 2, maybe even number 1, as he will be kicking off the series against St. Louis tomorrow. So, really, looking at this team, it does has its struggles. Like you can, and I've pointed them out in these videos that this team is not consistent enough in what they do on a game-to-game basis. They're really not. But yet, and I got to give them credit for this, they hung around. They kept fighting. Joe Girardi was fired June 3rd. The team was 22-39 at the time, under 500. Rob Thompson comes in. He goes on to have a record of 65-45, bringing this team to a playoff. Bryce Harper got injured. The pitching staff was injured. A lot of things happened this year. But yet, they're still hanging around. They're still here. And they clinched. And watching the videos of them celebrate in Houston after clinching that playoff spot. And a lot of these guys have never been in a playoff game before. A playoff team. JT Realmuto, Rhys Hoskins, Alec Bohm. Schwarber has been in it. Nick Castellanos hasn't. Harper has. Aaron Nola hasn't. Was Zach Wheeler a part of that Mets team in 2015? I believe he was. So I think Wheeler has a playoff series or two under his belt. But a lot of these guys, this is going to be their first time in the playoffs. So it is a young team, quote-unquote young team in the sense that least amount of playoff experience. And they are going up against the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, obviously, it is the victory tour, victory lap for Pujols, Wainwright, and Molina. A team that has definitely playoff experience. They know what it's like to play in October. And I don't know. I really don't know. If the Phillies want to have a chance, I'm going to let you know right now. They got to win Game 1. You have to assert yourself in that Game 1 and come out and say, this is it. If you win Game 1, you have a chance. Because it is going to be damn hard to win 2 games in a row, Saturday and Sunday. Now, if you lose Game 2, that's fine. Because then you go to a Game 3. Win or go home. But if the Phillies want to have any chance, they even have a shot of playing in the divisional series, you got to win Game 1. You got to take Game 1. And the Cardinals are the favorites to win the series. But Game 1 is a toss-up, according to the only odds that I'm seeing. So, we will see what happens. My prediction is going to be Cardinals in 3. I think the Phillies will win a game. I just think with the final go-around for Pujols, Wainwright, and Molina, the Cardinals and their history of playing in October and everything, I just don't see this young Phillies team taking it. But they've doubted me all year. They fought, they fight, the fighting Phils. And boy, have they been fighting. And you know what? I wouldn't even be shocked if they pull it out. Because God knows, man, this team has been a bunch of fighting dogs this year. And I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So, that is going to do it for the season recap, regular season recap, and playoff preview of the NL wild card. If I will make a reaction video, a quickie, probably not a full one, depending on what happens. Or I will just give my thoughts on Twitter, which you can follow me down below, like I put in every video description. So, that's gonna do it for this one. Thank you all for watching. Of course, we are on the road to 50 subscribers here on the channel. So, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button. Tell your friends. I appreciate every single one of you who tune in, as always. And thank you all for watching, of course. My name is Trevor, and I'll see you in the next one. Ring the bell, baby. Let's go, boys. October baseball.